welcome to the Magic of Boots 86th episode. Ronnie here. Yapşıdıptı. Uh, how are you doing?
Yeah, so far really good. For our viewers, I would like to recommend to play Rondo match and put a dog inside. It's the best thing ever. So
Yeah, before even going into that, I mean, we haven't recorded for quite a long time.
yeah,
Obviously, either you or me were busy or something came along, and we had our vacation in the middle as well. So,
true.
yeah, good to be back. Good to be back talking about a little bit of football that's going around. But what do you know over?
Well, I was also like sort of sabbatical from football, took a sabbatical, I guess, because I don't know, for some reason it felt like I was giving too much time on football at the time, so I wanted to take a break also, but not completely, as I was reading some coaching stuff. So yeah, but still, it was sort of like I did not have this drive to analyze these matches and stuff like that. I was sort of passing through, watch one or two matches per weekend or something like that. But still, I was not actually paying that much attention. Also, I can say certainly then there seemed nothing interesting for a while.
Yeah, second that. I was having the same issues. There are other things going on that is more important
Yeah.
personally for me, and then for myself, getting fit and dealing with a lot of injuries from last year and trying to prep for this year just to be fit as well mentally and physically, and a lot of other stuff. That's why um, wasn't I haven't seen as much as I would have liked to, but it's probably because of the desire to see as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say it's totally like not interesting something going
Yeah,
on. Obviously, there
like we
is.
did not see that. That doesn't mean that it's
Yeah,
not interesting. Yeah, but at the time it was there were something like more important, I
yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Uh,
It's about priorities and
yeah,
how you put
yeah,
it that
true.
way. So
Also, like I was also coming back from the injury, and now I can run, play a little bit football with my
nice,
cousins and nephews,
nice.
and
So
now
for anyone
slowly we'll
listening,
go
so
back.
you had a bit of knee MCL sort of thing going on,
No,
or
it's at the end it was sort of like an inflammation.
okay,
But the problem
lucky
was that
bugger.
like yeah. Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah,
I
because
thought I would like normally players lose what does it call speed after that,
mm,
but I don't think I lost it. But although I haven't actually
gone
uh,
on then played in full
yeah,
stretch or
like
something.
a full stretch football matches, but the thing is that like also like I was not actually paying like putting myself on like completely upfront. It's like a little bit setbacks and stuff, and just to see everything what is working or something like that. And like the day before yesterday, I talked with my trainer, and he gave me some like brilliant advice, and there is some changes in how can I say, what does it call, training activities. So like now, like we are hopeful that I will be like completely up and running in like 2 months at full speed. So let's see.
Yeah, and that's well, it's good news first of all because this kind of injuries can definitely uh, impact the quality of
Yeah.
life, right? So yeah, good thing that you went out. I've seen a few people who had ACL injuries, especially who
Mhm.
plays in turf. In North
Yeah,
America, we play more in turf than than in the real grass, and that's more the causing ACL injuries. And I know a person who had like two times surgery, two times he recovered, then he tore it again. So it's really heartbreaking in that sense. Um,
yeah. Actually, I found a club nearby. I probably will start from next season. That's my goal now. So let's see. But they play in normal grass, which is, I would say, lucky.
yeah, exactly. And oh well. Um, shall we, as as you were speaking about, you found somewhere nearby. So why don't we start somewhere nearby from you, which is
Yeah, of
Bundesliga?
course. Yeah, of course. I watched that game actually, Leverkusen
Which
versus
okay.
Bayern Munich, because this is the game of the season, and oh my God, I I haven't seen Bayern Munich was so like dismantled like this way.
Don't blame
Never.
me. Don't blame me. Somebody was saying that that's because I had an Instagram picture with Bayern shirt, and then
Oh, okay.
it started to go downhill. Don't blame me, not me. That's someone else. Like Oliver Kahn blame somewhere else, not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's
as much as I like Oliver Kahn because of his
as a player.
um yeah, as a player, but yeah, also I met him actually
And
in the
you
elevator.
still signed Thomas Tuchel and not you.
Yeah, I don't know.
What I can say.
Yeah,
I think you have to
but
work on your
funny
chairman
part
a
was
little bit.
yeah, probably. But funny bit was that like Nagelsmann was in the gallery.
As a
So
German national team coach.
yeah, of course. But yeah, I did not understand why because I think so far like although Tuchel uh, won Champions League, but I still actually value Nagelsmann a little bit upper because what he has done before, also like his
You
brand of
wear some
football.
colorful uh, jackets.
Yeah, but he's also like really stylish in football because like this thing he was trying to do with Bayern, only other team that is doing this sort of thing is in South America, and they are getting praise, and this guy is probably going to be next Brazilian coach or something like that. So yeah, that's another part of the world and another thinking pattern or something like that. But still, I think he's mo one of the most brilliant, like up and coming coaches. But still, and what a masterpiece from Alonso. Um, yeah, he is like they are still they actually beat some team. I don't know who. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the name of the team actually. But they beat someone today, so they went up like 8 points. Um,
How many
although
years?
Bayern
10,
has
10, 11 years? Bayern.
11 years.
Right. So why didn't you just bought a T-shirt and give it to me for Bayern? I mean, 11 years is too long. I would have just had it had that picture way earlier. But yeah, 11 years. And it's a great shock if Bayern
Yeah,
doesn't really make it. They have been they lost the DFB Pokal against
yeah,
third tier team. I
yeah,
can't remember
yeah.
who was that.
I remember I visited that place.
Frey something.
No, no, not Freiburg, not Freiburg. But it's from the north. It's from the west. It's like really border town, a small town. I forgot this name. I forgot actually. I can't
It's okay,
remember.
but they
But
reason I mentioned it, they've lost that DFB
yeah.
Pokal, and they're
They lost.
losing.
They lost against Lazio 2 days or 3 days ago
Yeah,
in the
Lazio
Champions
sitting
League.
in
Yeah,
eighth place
yeah,
in
yeah,
Syria,
yeah, yeah.
and well,
But
and
point to Lazio because they have like really good like at least defensive unit also.
I don't know.
But
I don't know if they can hold it into second leg, but let's not go to Lazio much because I don't have much trust in Lazio.
yeah,
What I'm talking about is
but they
this.
get
This
some brilliant results recently. Like they are the reason Jose Mourinho was sacked.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Roma was awful
yeah,
anyway.
of course.
Uh,
But yeah, Roma's also like they are dealing with so many injuries this year.
yeah,
So
and then you have like Epcon and some
yeah,
players go there.
yeah,
Asia
yeah,
Cup, one or two players go there.
yeah,
But what
true.
I was trying to revolve around is that this is going to be technically the worst season Bayern Munich had in 11 years because
Of course.
I think those players stepped in and they win minimum Bundesliga.
Yeah, I'll also emphasize on your technical word because technically nothing looks nothing like the previous Bayern teams that we have like in last 20, 30 years probably because
Why is that? Is it due to just Tuchel or is it something
yeah, it's
somewhere else?
because of not really they because normally Bayern is a little bit stable team, but I don't know, like because of the politics inside or something like that. Um,
Um,
they
and,
have
and
like
I'll remind you, the politics started the moment you have started stepping into Munich, or even in Germany, because German football
yeah,
has gone downwards
yeah,
after you
yeah,
stepped there. So
yeah,
you might have very good
probably,
insight.
yeah. Actually, I saw that like right in front of my eyes. Like there were some issues like in Bayern newspaper. Uh, well, I'd say it was. Yeah, I don't know like who I think it's Rummenigge or someone else. They were basically threatening German football federations that if you don't take Bayern players, then we will like these players because these players are aging already and they are still playing for Germany. So it's a like it's sort of all smashed together in one huge gigantic chaos. I don't know how they would solve it other than those players should retire because there are so many players. Like I
So
really like Kai Havertz. I
okay,
really like Jamal Musiala because like I think Jamal Musiala
Kai
probably the
Havertz is
best.
not in there, right? In Bayern,
No, not he's playing for Arsenal.
right?
But I was saying like in total like but there are still Thomas Muller is playing for Bayern and also like Germany. I think Neuer is going to play again, and this
But
sort
Neuer
of
is
like
not the problem, is it?
no
Is it
no
now?
yeah, but it's sort of problem like if you think about like I'm not talking about Bayern, I'm talking about German teams. But
Okay.
the problem was that like there are still like so many goalkeepers are like way better than Neuer, but they could not actually have a bite. And whenever they have a bite on the team or get picked up, it's either due to injury or some other issues. And yeah, it's sort of like too much putting too much pressure on those players to perform this one match. And if you don't perform that much, then or also like either like it's a unimportant match or friendly or something like that. So they did that actually purposely. And normally what we have read so far, like it's completely different. It's not based on meritocracy. So does in Bayern Munich team. Like now I can go back to the team because of like Tuchel's technique is sort of playing different players in like different systems, and he like when you think about Kimmich, is sort of like for me, he's sort of like a generational talent actually, and the way he understood, like it's been I don't know 8 9 years since he's like made his debut, like I don't know, like under Pep Guardiola, and he used to play a different position, but his best how can I say? I would say position is in the center of the base of the midfield. I would say, and Tuchel does not trust him. He bought Eric Dyer from Besiktas or some other Turkish club. Um, and there are some other issues, like for example, um, at times Musiala and Kane are occupying the same spaces, and there aren't someone like there aren't any can I say complementary how can I say runs from the other wingers or stuff like that. So so some things actually like they I think Bayern took like 17 shots, but none of them was on target against Lazio. And against Leverkusen, they could not actually break in. I think the XG was like zero point 0.3 or something like that. They did not have a shot or something like that on target or something. So it's overall situation outside of the field and also like inside. They're sort of like I don't know. It's getting out of hand, and it won't be possible for a coach to fix. It would like mm, there should some sort of like huge changes made, you know. Also, there would be another problem in the next season. Three or four first team players, um, yeah, they are sort of out of contract. Um, I think Davies, Muller, who else? I think three or four leader Sane probably, Gnabry. Uh, I don't know some who else, but three or four players will be out of contract, and if they want to keep them or something like that, or yeah, so the contract negotiation would be completely on the player's hand. So you are going to pay extra money. Either you have to pay extra money or just let them go in the next summer or something like that. So they are going to make a huge, how can I say, loss from that squad actually. So yeah, it's overall situations. It's horrible, and I don't know what Tuchel was trying to do. Actually, basically, it's been I don't know 10 months probably since he became the coach or something like that. 10, 12 months, I don't know. But the problem was that like his he does not have any sort of style or any sort of like, and they are moving the ball too slow, and which is another problem because if you have players, those wingers like Sane or players like Musiala to drive fast or something like this, and you are not using this, so you are always facing the low blocks. So it's not ideal actually.
Right. And also some of the players they used to have always they used to have some leaders in the attack. I don't see any leaders in the attack at this point.
Yeah.
Uh,
But Harry Kane is performing, I think, well. But the problem is that like there aren't any sort of like complementary. It's sort of like individual performance, and he did that with like Spurs, and everybody thought like, okay, if he does that and Bayern player complement his skills, then it could be better. But it's which is not actually because of the float techniques, and I don't know for some reason Tuchel sometimes
I
played
I
like three in
actually
the back
disagree.
system, and which is I think a suicide in some sense because it does not actually complement the players they have. For example, if it actually complements probably Inter Milan or some Serie A team, because they are used to play, they don't have this sort of like blasting wingers or something like that. So like they try to, or they cannot actually build from the base. So like they need an extra player and or something like that. So there are different sort of thinking. Even yeah, even another team I would mention from Germany. Last season they played like 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 or something like that. Union Berlin or yeah, Leverkusen actually played three in the back sometimes. They played that actually against Bayern. But what they do actually, they create some sort of like a situational four in the back, which Inter Milan did against Manchester City last season in the Champions League final. But the problem with like Tuchel's system is like nobody is coming in it to. It's not like fluid at all. It's sort of how can I say, rigid or something like that. And teams are breaking these teams apart because like most of the teams, whatever system you are playing, and I told you like when I watched like six divisions or 10 tiers games, they are still like high press. They played like really high press game in Germany, and um, that can be actually, how can I say, exposed with this sort of system. Like if you are a little bit rigid, you know. And there should be contingency plan like, okay, this player should be taken in the build up, and this is the second phase, this is the third phase, and then the final phase or something like that. Teams have that actually, but like Union Berlin or Leverkusen or Leipzig is playing, so far I remember, three in the back system. But with Bayern Munich, it's like slow build up, and then they try to break the teams, and they are not playing Kimmich for some reason. And if you think about this Bayern team, so like you need someone like a deep playmaker role or something like that, and he's playing Goretzka, who is not actually a deep playmaker or something like that. He's basically like a driver. He carries the ball, and so it's sort of like all the all those like bits and pieces together. He actually made Bayern team worse actually.
Yeah, I would agree with most of the stuff, but I don't think Harry Kane in games, certain games, definitely looked like well suited.
Yeah,
Some games he just looked lost because he probably didn't have. I think of late Harry Kane is becoming such a player who needs to see more ball and get the passes and stuff like that and get to associate it. And I don't think that really what Bayern Munich needs at this point. But anyway, it's overall, and also even players like Sane and who else was there, like Gnarby or whatever. They've not been really consistent all over.
no.
But credit should be where it's due. I mean, what a phenomenal work Jabi Alonso have done
And
in
they are still unbeaten in the league.
yeah, yeah,
Also like in the all
all
competition.
other competitions.
Yeah.
So how do you make of it? I mean, he looks like a genius. It didn't change any style or any kind of thing changed, whether he's playing
Um.
against a top team or a bottom team.
Yeah. I would say like I think it's well, if you think about Pep Guardiola, there is like certain things you can expect from him, his teams, especially, even though it's changed over the years. Like now it's a little bit different than I don't know 2 years ago, or that treble winning Barca team or something like that. But it's a little bit different. But also, like if you think about Klopp, you think about like his team will play high expensive like energy or high, I don't know, heavy metal football or something like that. And Mourinho has his style. I think what set apart like this coach is that like he sort of had played in all those sort of systems throughout his career. He played under Guardiola, he played under Mourinho, and I think the most beautiful part is like his adaptability. And for example, even though they have like players missing for um, what does it call AFCON or some other games, or there were some injuries issues, and there are some changes because like I think they drew one game, and I think there were some marginal victory. Like today, it is a marginal victory, but they are also like suffering from injuries and stuff like that. But what made difference is that like his adaptability to the players and then make those changes, and uh, like ultimately the game is like won by goals, and like how can you do that? And he can actually like, because there were some problems with like how can I say moving through the middle or something like that. Then he changed the system. He brought out um, I don't know, some people like some forward, some midfielder dropped and create some sort of like a diamond or something like that with the center backs, and they played in triangles and stuff like that. And then in the second phase and third phase of the build up, they go like really quickly because of these triangles, and they can actually like he solved those sort of issues in the during the game, and then continues and stuff like that. And when it does not work, he goes other way. So he is not like, how can I say, even like in Bayern game, he's basically said, okay, you guys play play with the ball. So what they did actually, they pressed Bayern towards like and they know that like they cannot press Neuer, or they cannot play. So like they find out those weak links and like try to zone out these players from this how can I say system, so that they can make mistake, and there aren't any space in the middle to, how can I say, pass them through. So that's another how can I say, I would say I think this is the most like brilliant thing he can do, and which is uh, I think this is we are going to see with him. I don't know, like there are some links with him and Liverpool as Klopp is leaving. So if he moves there, we can see those like, how can I say, continuation of these sort of things. And now I think coaches like Mikel Arteta also like they are trying to build a team like who can actually change the style of play during the game or something like that. And I think which is going to be the next best thing in football.
Yeah, it seems like very hot at this point. I
Yeah,
mean, almost everybody is wanting him,
yeah.
and why not? I mean, he's done incredible job with Bayer Leverkusen. It's not a fluke that his almost reserve team is also playing in the same intensity, same style, and finding a result.
And it's not about intensity actually. The thing is that like this calmness, and also like the players, he brought the players like Grimaldo for free. I think Granit Xhaka, who is actually like for Arsenal, he did like brilliant job last summer, and who is playing a little bit different role than the last summer. But I don't know, like he looks a little bit calmer than the last season or his time in Arsenal. Grimaldo, brilliant player. The fullback actually they played in the game, who is
That's
actually a
Bayern
Loney.
Looney.
Yeah. So it's so ironic. But anyway, so he knows like the player's skill set, and he does not do like over, how can I say, and but like he does not ask player to do something else than they required, and build out the system, I think, which is like I would say one of the most brilliant thing you can do. And in that sense, he's sort of like a little bit mini Carlo Ancelotti or something like that. I'd say.
Yeah, definitely there is a strong desire from Liverpool, but I
Yeah.
think his contract is expiring with Leverkusen at 2025, not before that. So if they have to get Liverpool, if they have to get him, I guess they have to pay buyout his
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Um, okay, in that sense, I mean, obviously Leverkusen have done so well. So you think this is they will like it's not Dortmund like Dortmund every time they are number one, they will find a way to slip up so Bayern can catch them. But this time around, this is happening, right?
Well, this is our office joke actually. One of my colleague is from he's actually supporting Dortmund, so I made a joke about that actually.
Yeah.
Like Dortmund always finds a way.
Find a way to slip up. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the celebration.
But
Well, we're
this
talking about
this
the
could be actually bigger than Dortmund's win or something else because I think Leverkusen only won like 3 cups in their whole history. Never
and
won
also
the
when
Bundesliga.
Alonso taken the job, they were on the relegation zone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So literally on
yeah,
the bottom to top.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It was like I think 8 or 9 games later he took the job. I so far I remember actually. Yeah, like I think I was keeping eye on Leverkusen. I think because of this Argentinian player. What's his name?
Palacios.
Yeah, Palacios. But I think he dealt with like some injuries. But uh, what does it call? Also, like I recently, the system is not complementing him. Um,
No, I think whenever he got the chance, he played well. Like I have to tell, almost every Bayer Leverkusen player played really well. Like
yeah,
who would have thought about? I'll be talking about
the whole squad is
Frimpong.
playing well actually.
Exactly. So it's hard to pick just one player or two
Yeah,
player. But
true.
as you spoke about Grimaldo, Grimaldo is someone who stands out. Frimpong is
Yeah,
uh,
Frimpong, right
is
winger.
brilliant, brilliant
Yeah,
player. So yeah,
and he did
uh,
not even start that game
yeah,
with
yeah, exactly.
Bayern.
That's a statement right there. Don't need our starting players. Um,
Yeah. Actually,
but
it's hard to say who was starting because I think they wanted to press a little bit on the right center back and cut this channel actually. Like,
well, if you're playing Eric Dyer on that side,
yeah, yeah.
and you have a Sané
That
who's
I
not
don't
that good.
understand. And Kimmich brought up in after like 60, 70 minutes or something like that. And this is
So
this is the part I don't
is
understand actually.
Thomas
Never.
Tuchel is ready to be sacked, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, if he
obviously at
lost
some point.
against Lazio, he's going to be sacked.
So who
But
can Bayern go for?
I don't know.
Hansi Flick?
Yeah, that seems on the only option left actually. I don't see any other coaches or um,
Jurgen
upcoming
Klopp?
coaches or something like.
Jurgen Klopp?
You Klopp is not going there.
Well, who knows, right?
I don't think so, but Klopp is not going there. I think probably in Spain. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, well, in Spain, there's not as much money as if only if you're not coaching Real Madrid, there's not that
Uh,
money really.
yeah.